Ben, congratulations. Straight sets, a crisp 208. Your thoughts on the match today? You can have that, by the way. It's a gift. You can have that.
Hershey's Kiss. I like them, but not having any sweets right now. Yeah, a lot of good thoughts about today's match. I'm happy with the way that I handled some difficult-ish situations today. I didn't feel like I came out playing my best tennis. I don't feel like I had a great rhythm at the start of the match. The Grandstand is a fast court this year, faster than the other two stadiums, and slightly slanted sideways as well. So it's a bit of a different feeling playing on that court. But I thought I competed well in the big moments today. Came up with the goods on return a serve and forehands when I really needed them. So, yeah, I was happy with how things turned out.
Well, congratulations on into the third round.
Thanks.
Name and affiliation, please. Brian.
Brian Lewis, New York Post. You touched a little bit on this match. I'm curious if we're looking ahead. I mean, what are your thoughts on playing Francis a round earlier, I guess, than
Two
last
rounds
year?
earlier.
Two rounds earlier than last year.
Yeah, I'm excited. These are the type of matches that I love, that I live for. Being able to do it a little bit earlier in this draw, it still feels the same. Still feels like a huge match, and one that I'm really excited for. I know that the people love him here, probably more than me. He's electric here, and his crowds are electric here. I was watching his match on Louis the other night, and it was pretty cool to watch. So we're good friends. It'll be a battle, it'll be a war, just like the last two times we played. But yeah, I'm more than excited to be out there with him again.
Okay. Matt, and then David.
Hey, Matt Futterman from the Athletic. What is your relationship with like with him, and how has it evolved after each of these wins that you've had, both last year and then I guess it was Houston? Was that where?
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah,
I guess Houston. I mean, dude.
Yeah, I don't think
you lord it over him a little bit in a funny way.
What'd you say?
Do you sort of lord it over him a little bit in a funny way, like just sort of curious, like, how you guys relate to each other?
Yeah, I think that we're both kind of goofy, especially in the locker room. He definitely knows how to bring out the clown side of me, and I do the same with him. So I don't think our relationship has changed at all. I also think that he's very locked in right now, and he's playing some really good ball. He's playing a lot better than he was earlier in the year. And yeah, but he's a guy that one of the things that I love about him is he can turn the switch off when he's off the court and in the locker room and hanging out, but he can really turn it on when he wants to, and he's on the court. So that's something that I've always thought is cool and a good quality to have on tour, because obviously it's a lot of your competitors that you're in the locker room with. Most of the guys in the locker room you've either beat or lost to, and I think it's important that you're not just on guard all the time and looking at everybody with a stern look on your face. That's not me, and that's definitely not him. He likes to laugh and joke around and have fun, and when he comes on the court, especially at the U.S. Open, he means business.
David.
Hi, Ben. David Law from the Tennis Podcast. I just wonder if I were to ask you to compare yourself as a player now to the player that played Francis a year ago, how would you assess yourself now?
Yeah, I think I'm a more intelligent player. I think I'm a better mover. I think I hit my backhand really well here last year, but I think that in general, my backhand side, topspin and slice, is a bit more solid. I think I'm a better first serve returner this year. Last year I returned here extremely well on the second serve, but those are all areas that I've made strides. And then when I say I'm a little bit more of an intelligent player, I think I'm getting through my service games this year without having to light up the radar gun to do it. Everyone's in the crowd is screaming 150, 145, 150, but I found a really good groove maxing out at 134, 135 miles an hour.
Does that make a difference to you in terms of like saving your body or?
For sure. Yeah, I think that if I can stay, it sounds funny, but if I can stay a little bit lower at like 135, I don't really have the shoulder soreness or pain after matches that I certainly had last year. And I think it's really important because it was something that was coming up for me when I got to the second week of slams, that my arm was pretty tired. But I've gotten a little bit better at hitting spots. And if I hit a spot at 135 or I hit it anywhere in the box at 147, it's often the same result. So I think that it's my serving style is a little bit different this year than last year.
Okay. Young lady, and then Tamani.
Lucy, Blackspin Global. Earlier, Tiafoe was asked what was challenging about facing you. What would you say is challenging about facing Tiafoe now, especially that both of you have leveled up in terms of your ranking and your playing style from Houston to now?
Yeah, I think I want to hear what he said about me too. But I think it's tough playing a difficult Tiafoe because he's good at flipping points. He has the attacking game, obviously, where he can take time away from you, especially on that backhand wing. He's crafty. He can win a lot of the cat and mouse points at the net, and he does a great job flying in when he has you out of position and finishing off volleys. I think when he's playing his best tennis, he's doing that a lot. And I think it's also tough. He's good at flipping points. He's got like special hand skills off the backhand wing, and so if you come into net and you don't come with authority and cover the right spot, he can burn you. And I think that those are the kind of points and moments where he gains momentum and really gets the crowd going. And yeah, I think that he's a guy that when he can ride the wave of a crowd really, really well.
Tamani.
Hey, Ben.
Whoa, 1 second. What did he say about me?
About your big serves and movements as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but it looks like you did more research though. Your answer was longer.
We have a transcript if you'd like to read it.
No, I saw it.
Tamani.
Hey, Ben. Tamani Gauff from The Guardian. I'm writing a piece about practice, and I'm curious if in your short time on the tour, when you've been playing practice points against other players, you've experienced any cheating, like with line calling?
Maybe every once in a while. There's certain moments I'm like, sorry, I'll ask like, my dad will be like, did he just hook me there? But no, I don't think so. I think that most guys in general probably give more calls than take calls. I haven't really hit with anyone who's like cheating me on purpose. I don't know. I think that we've kind of left those days behind. But it's also tough making calls when the serves are coming in really, really hot and you're not used to making them. So I think that every once in a while, guys make mistakes, but I think most people, including me, err on the side of giving calls because, yeah, you don't want to be hooking anybody in practice. It just looks bad.
Okay.
What was it like in college or juniors?
Man, anything goes. In college, I mean, because you're calling your own lines in the match. So, you know, if it's break point, or if I had break point against a guy and I hit a winner, it doesn't matter if it was 3 feet inside the line. They're going to put the finger up and at least, like, look at the ref, and maybe the guy wasn't watching. So, yeah, that's kind of the college tennis vibe and atmosphere. And it was the same in juniors, you know. USTA, Florida juniors, is some serious stuff, man.
We'll go Willie, Richard, end up with Peter. Willie.
Willie Weinbaum from ESPN. Ben, you spoke about your improvement since last year. What is your approach as a performer, as a showman today versus a year ago when we saw the gestures and the match with Djokovic and a lot of really big bravado?
Yeah, I think that was just kind of me being myself. Me giving some shout outs to my friends. I think that it's something that I guess wasn't taken the way that I wanted it to be. But I don't think it deterred me from being who I am. I'm always going to be somebody who doesn't back away from a challenge or get quiet when I get pressed. That's just not the type of person I am. But you got to pick your battles, choose your moments to really get loud, choose your moments when you want to do certain things. But I'm not somebody who thinks about, I'm going to do this celebration or, I'm going to, do this at this moment. It's just kind of spontaneous. It's what the moment brings, and using up too much energy at certain times can be a negative thing. And one thing that I've learned is at the Grand Slams, being fresh in week 2 is really, really important. Playing 3 5-set matches in a row in Wimbledon, Fran delays, playing doubles as well. You learn a lot from these experiences. Okay, when the U.S. Open comes, maybe I'm not going to play doubles. Okay, I got through my first 2 rounds in straight sets, and I really stayed focused rather than, having up and downs emotionally, being all over the place. And then you're grinding out a 5-setter, and you use so much energy that could have been used later in the week. So I think it's a learning process for me. It's the evolution of Ben Shelton, not that anything that I did last year was a bad thing or a negative. It was such a cool experience for me, and it was just kind of like my first big moment on a big stage.
Okay. Richard and then Peter. Richard.
Hey, Ben, I just wondered if there's almost like a mutual understanding between you and Francis that these kind of moments, young, exciting players playing on big stage here in the States, is kind of what American tennis needs in a way to reach casual sports fans maybe that are watching NBA and baseball and football.
Yeah, I think 100%. That's a great point. Francis is probably the best in our sport in the recent years on the American side of reaching that casual sports fan, being the guy that gets on ESPN or mainstream media. He's got all the Hooper friends who come to his matches, travel to see him play, the music industry. It's just, I think that he's done a great job of kind of putting American tennis on the map in different sports and kind of making it cool again. And yeah, I 100% agree with what you said. It's always a big opportunity for me and him whenever we play in a moment like this, or any other Americans or players. I think that another guy who has done it obviously in our sport recently is Carlos Alcaraz. 100% on the European side with the footballers and Real Madrid at the Madrid Open and a few other things. But I think it's really important that our sport continues to grow, and that's reaching young people and reaching out to fans who are not necessarily tennis fans, but just, like you said, casual sports fans. So, yeah.
Okay, last question.
Peter Splendorio, New York Daily News. In that same vein, with how well the American men are playing, with how many of you are ranked in the top 20 right now, just do you feel like the quality of U.S. men's tennis is on the rise?
Yeah, the quality of U.S. men's tennis is 100% on the rise. I think that we've had a lot of guys for a while that you think are going to start pushing through into the top 15, top 10, guys who have already been there as well, who are finding their form again. but this is the most guys that we've had in this competitive position in a while. The guy who's recently made that big push is Sebi Korda. And whenever somebody has, that big push, it kind of puts the other guys on alert, and I think makes them play even better. Like when I become #1 American this year for 4.5 minutes, Taylor Fritz got hot. And I'm not saying that's because of me, but just a byproduct, maybe a coincidence. But I think that the more that we continue to push each other, we're moving in the right direction. Everybody wants that big, next Grand Slam or next big moment for an American star. But I think the gradual improvement and progression is what's really going to put Americans more towards the top of the game.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben.